This video is on the properties of Z-transforms. Let us go straight forward to the properties of Z-transform. The first property is on linearity. Given x1 of n and x2 of n in the discrete time domain and its equivalent x1 of z and x2 of z in the z domain, the property states a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n is equivalent to a into x1 of z plus b into x2 of z, and it is also true in the reverse way. Given x1 of z and x2 of z, the expression is true to determine x1 of n and x2 of n also. The next property is on time reversal. This property states x power minus n is equivalent to x into 1 by z. The next property is on time shifting, which is given by a delay in the signal by n naught, which means this is a delay on the right hand side of the discrete graph given by x of n minus n naught would result in z minus n naught into x of z. The fourth property states multiplication by n. This property is given by n into x of n would be equivalent to minus z into dxz by dz. The next property is on convolution given by x of n. Convolution y of n is equivalent to x of z and y of z, given that x of n and y of n are in the discrete time domain and the z transform for x of z and y of z is its equivalent z transform. The last property is multiplication by the exponential sequence given by a power n x of n is equivalent to x into z by a. More properties exist, but we have considered only these 6 significant Z-transform properties. Let us go on to the first problem on the properties of Z-transform. Given x of n is going to be equivalent to half power n u of n convolution 2 power n u of minus n minus 1. Let us try to determine what would be the resultant Z-transform. Hence, given the first part of the function is half power n u of n, consider this as x1 of n. Let us try to determine the Z-transform of this particular function. It is going to be 1 divided by 1 minus 1 by 2 z power 1 minus 1. Modulus of z is greater than half. The second function is 2 power n u of minus n minus 1. If we designate it as x2 of n, then x2 of z is going to be equivalent to minus 1 divided by 1 minus 2 z minus 1. Modulus of z is less than 2. This has been already considered in the previous video. Hence, the property used is going to be the convolution property given by x of n into y of n is equivalent to x of z into y of z, resulting in x of n is equivalent to x1 of n convolution x2 of n, giving the solution as 1 divided by 1 minus half z minus 1 into minus 1 divided by 1 minus 2 z minus 1, and the region of convergence would lie between half and 2, considering the two regions. This is going to be the right-handed sequence and this is going to be the left-handed sequence. Hence, the plot of the region of convergence would be a strip lying between half and 2 as shown here. For values beyond half, the region of convergence exists, and for 2, the region of convergence lies towards inside from 2 onwards towards 0. Hence, the common region of convergence would be between half and 2. Let us go on to the second problem given by n square 3 power n u of n has a z transform given by x of z. Determine y of n if yz is going to be equal to x of z power minus 1. So, y of z would be rewritten as x into 1 by z, and considering the property of time reversal, we have it as x of minus n is equivalent to x into 1 by z. Thus, we would be getting the value of y of n as x of minus n, resulting in replacing the expression of x given by n square 3 power n u of n everywhere by minus n, we would be getting n into minus n the whole square, which would be n square 3 power minus n into u power minus n. The next problem is given n square into 3 power n u of n has a Z transform given by x of z. Determine y of n if yz is equivalent to z square minus z minus 2 divided by 2 x of z. Let us try to now determine what would be the equivalent expression. Let us recall that x of n minus n naught would be equal to z power minus n naught into xz, and let us apply it to these two functions given by half into x of n plus 2 for z square, and this would be half into x of n minus 2 for z power minus 2. Substituting it in this particular expression, we have y of n is going to be equivalent to 1 by 2 into x of n plus 2 for z square and x of n minus 2 for z power minus 2. Hence, the solution would be value of y of n is going to be equivalent to 1 by 2 n plus 2 the whole square 3 power n plus 2 into u of n plus 2 minus n minus 2 the whole square 3 power n minus 2 into u of n minus 2. The next problem is on given x of n is equivalent to z square divided by z square minus 16, the region of convergence is less than 4, is this given Z transform, and it has been given that y of n is equivalent to n into x of n. We need to determine the equivalent x of z. Hence, let us recall that n into x of n is equivalent to minus z into dxz by dz, resulting in the equivalent value in the Z transform domain for y of n is what we need to determine, which means y of z. So, y of z is going to be equivalent to minus z into d by dz of x of z. On solving this, we get z squared minus 16 the whole square into minus z into z squared minus 16 into 2z minus z squared. So this results in into 2z. So this results in minus z into minus 32z divided by z squared minus 16 the whole square. Hence, the solution is 32 by z squared divided by z squared minus 16 the whole squared. The next property is, next problem on the property is, given x of n, let us try to determine y of z given the relation as x of n convolution x of n minus 3. This would be given by, the first part is x of n. So this Z transform is already given, z squared divided by z squared minus 16. For x of n minus 3, we may have to apply the time shifting property, resulting in x2 of z will be, since it is shifting by 3, we need to multiply it by z power minus 3 into the same x of z, which is z squared, into z squared minus 16. So, the expression is z minus 1 divided by z squared minus 16. And next property that we need to apply for this problem in order to determine the solution of y of n is, it is x of n into y of n given by x of z into y of z. We have x1 of z and x2 of z. So, we can easily determine the convolution of x1 of n and x2 of n giving rise to y of n, which is just the multiplication of these two values, resulting in yz is going to be equal to x1 of z into x2 of z. Hence, the solution would be z divided by z squared minus 16 the whole squared. The next problem is x power n is going to be equal to n into a power n u of n. We need to determine the z transform. Let us recall that a power n u of n is equivalent to z by z minus a. Given modulus of z is greater than a, this is the z transform equivalent from the table in the previous video. Hence, n into x of n is given by minus z into dxz by dz, resulting in n into a n into u of n would be given by minus z into d by dz of z by z minus a. Hence, the resulting solution would be z minus a the whole square 1 by z minus a the whole square into minus z into z minus a into 1 minus z. Hence, the solution would be az divided by z minus a the whole squared. The references are Oppenheim and Simon